The House That Whispered Your Name. It all began on an autumn day when the leaves seemed to whisper secrets and the wind blew in only one direction toward the house on Shadow Street, the place the children said was cursed. Alex had a bad habit. He couldn't stay away from forbidden things. The more his parents and classmates said, "Don't go near it," the more his curiosity grew. And so, on that autumn day, with leaves swirling wildly in the wind and the sky hanging a little too low, Alex stopped in front of the most avoided house in town. He came prepared, with a flashlight, a tape recorder, a bottle of water, and a courage born from curiosity. All the kids knew the house. It was the one they whispered about between classes, mouths pressed to ears. That's where the kids disappeared. You can hear voices at night. The mirrors in the house look back at you. But no one dared go near. No one, except Alex. That day, the wind seemed to blow endlessly toward the house's rusted gate, and it pulled at him like with cold fingers. When Alex placed his hand on the gate, it opened on its own. The creak was so long, he felt like a whole year had passed just while it opened. He stepped into the yard. The air was heavy, like an old, dust filled blanket. The leaves no longer rustled. There was silence, too much silence. And when he opened the front door, a cold, heavy, humid air spilled out as if the place had just exhaled after a long, long time. Suddenly, from inside, a soft voice, low and broken, like from a dream, whispered, "Alex, come in. We've been waiting." He froze. His heart pounded in his throat, but instead of running, he stepped inside. It was dark, a thick kind of darkness, like the house hadn't seen light in centuries. With his trembling flashlight in hand, Alex stepped into the hallway. The floor creaked beneath him, but also behind him, as if someone or something followed the step behind. The walls were covered in peeling wallpaper, eaten by time, and drawings made in pencil. Childlike sketches, a house, a son, a family. All the faces were erased. In the first room, the mirror was cracked, not broken into pieces, but split like a spider's web. And in the center of those cracks, Alex's reflection wasn't looking at him, it was looking somewhere else. On one wall, written in shaky letters, was a message: "Names matter. Don't forget the names." Alex stepped into the next room. On the floor, an old ball rolled out of a corner on its own. Then came a rustle and a whisper: "Elena, Elena." The voice was faint but clear. It didn't sound angry, it sounded sad. The room was empty, but the walls were covered in names: Andrei, Lydia, Mara, Theodore, written in pencil, scratched with fingernails, burned into the wood. Every room had a name, and every name seemed to be watching. When he climbed the stairs to the attic, a door slammed shut behind him with a heavy thud. He wanted to run, but the stairs groaned beneath him like an old breath. The attic was bathed in a faint light coming through a hole in the roof. There, on a dusty chest, lay a box of toys: eyeless teddy bears, dolls missing limbs, and a music box that played only one note, over and over again. Next to them, an old journal tied with a red ribbon. He opened it. The first page was written in childish letters. "If you are reading this, it means you heard us. We are still here. They are erasing us, forgetting us. We are fading into the walls." Each page was signed with a different name, a child, a voice, a story. Alex started trembling, but behind him he heard a step, then another, and then a voice, childlike but broken. Do you want to play with us? He turned around. In the dim light, 7 children stood around him. They didn't look angry, but they didn't look alive either. Their eyes were pale and hollow, their clothes torn by time. They didn't move, they only stared. Alex tried to breathe, but the air was thick, heavy. A doll moved across the floor on its own and touched his foot. A little boy without lips whispered, "If you leave, we'll be forgotten again." On the wall behind them, written in dried blood, appeared the message, "Stay! Bring us back!" The flashlight went out. The tape recorder in his pocket turned on by itself. His voice, on a recording he never made, said, "My name is Alex, and I hear you." Then the children smiled. Not all of them, but enough for him to know he didn't come in vain. One of them said, almost like a prayer, "Thank you." And in that instant the house became quiet, not empty, not joyful, just quiet. At dawn, Alex stepped outside. The birds were singing again. The wind no longer pulled at him, and the house that whispered names, was silent for the first time. The end.